Hello everyone and welcome back to Happening by Chance. My name is Mariana and today I am here with a long overdue walkthrough of the Stars Hollow Tarot. I showed this tarot when I did one of my two Show Us Your Decks tag. There was part 1 and part 2. I think I showed it in part 1, but I'm not sure. I'm going to link both videos down below. I showed the deck there and I mentioned that I wanted to do a chatty walkthrough because I am a long time fan of Gilmore Girls. I know all the episodes. I can quote the episodes. My sisters and we reference Gilmore Girls episodes all the time, and I have a lot of opinions. I actually wasn't going to film it today, but I recently received this oracle that I bought on Etsy, which is the Masterpieces of Art oracle. That deck has this card, which of course makes me think of Lorelai. So I pulled out the Lorelai card from this deck to take a picture that I uploaded to my Instagram. And after I did that, I just really wanted to do the walkthrough. Before I start, I need to tell you something that happened, because I was intending this video to be a first impressions video where I was going to be walking through the deck without having seen it, so you would get my live reactions of the cards. I had only seen the cards from the Fool to Strength and just a couple of cards that were on the Etsy listing. Other than that, I had never seen the deck. I received it last year for my birthday and I was holding on to it because I wanted to do a first impressions video. Now, I just finished filming a 45-minute chatty first impressions video of the major arcana, and my phone didn't save the video. I want to cry. I want to cry because, one, I wanted to give you the first impressions. It was a really fun video. I was just laughing, being surprised at the card choices, just like my genuine live reaction. Super fun. I also want to cry because it was 45 minutes. I get tired filming, especially now after my surgery. I'm still tired. It was so long and it's lost. And I was going to I was so mad that I was just going to leave it and not film it. But I really do want to film it. And I haven't seen the minor arcana. So I'm just going to walk through the majors and I'm going to tell you my thoughts. So before I start, I'm going to tell you the disclaimer that I told you, and that is that I have a lot of unpopular opinions when it comes to Gilmore Girls. I think I mostly hate all the characters that we are meant to love, and I love all the characters that we are meant to hate. There are some exceptions, obviously, and also I feel like a lot of the characters that I hate, I actually really like them in earlier seasons, but then as the seasons progress, they become cartoons and they become annoying. Please don't hate me. Please watch the video. I'm sorry. I know when it comes to fandoms, it's really tricky when people hate the stuff you love. So I'm going to try to refrain from using the word hate. Okay, this is long enough as it is, so just let's start the walkthrough. The Fool. Kirk as a fool is a perfect choice, and that is obviously like the more traditional meaning of the Fool, as a fool. It's not like the fool's journey, new beginning, take a step, adventure kind of a fool. which I actually love. I actually prefer. You know that I do love my historical allegories, and I do prefer the majors in terms of the original allegories. And so the Fool, as the Fool, is perfect for me. And one thing that I had commented that I am going to comment is that a thing that happens with fandom decks, these were just keyword cards that I was using to check why they picked what they picked. And the interesting thing is that sometimes the character doesn't match the description of the card. And I think that that's something that happens with fandom decks, where you pick the characters because by gut feeling they give you either the name of the card or the energy of the card, and you're not really going with the keywords, because the keywords for the Fool in this deck are like new beginnings, the whole journey kind of a thing. And Kirk doesn't scream Fool in the sense of the new beginnings kind of a meaning. So I think that they chose Kirk as the Fool because he is a fool, and I think it's a perfect choice. As you can see, the bags are these ones. These are just the bags for the keyword cards. These are the bags for the deck. Now, Logan as the magician, I did a whole chatty thing when I did my previous video. Because I think that why they chose Logan is because of the traditional allegory of like the trickster, not so much like the as above so below kind of a character. And again, in the keywords they have manifestation, willpower, those types of keywords for the magician, and Logan doesn't embody those keywords. So I think they chose him for the trickster element, which again I love because that's the more traditional. And also in my tarot Instagram in Spanish, I did a reading where I asked the cards which was the better boyfriend for Rory. I have my pick, but I wanted to see what the card said. And when it came to Logan, the Battlelore came out. I used my ancient Italian deck, and the Battlelore came out for Logan, so that made me laugh. Rory as a high priestess, I don't agree with. I actually mentioned that I don't think Rory has major arcana energy. I understand why she's in a major arcana because she's a main character and they have all the main characters in a major arcana. But and maybe they chose her because she reads a lot. I think you might agree with me that Rory doesn't exude high priestess energy. But I don't like terribly mind it either. Lorelai as the Empress, I actually really love it. However, I think she would be my pick for high priestess, even though she doesn't exactly has the characteristics of a high priestess either, but I feel like in terms of the show, she would be the high priestess within, like in terms of the show. And so if she was in the high priestess, I would have chosen Emily to be the Empress. Emily is my favorite character, and Richard is the Emperor. And I 100% agree with that. I think it's a perfect choice. I had a lot of more opinions in my first video. I referenced episodes. I love Gilmore Girls. I know all the episodes. I can quote the episodes. I reference the episodes with my sisters. So I was doing a lot of episode references in my previous video that didn't save. I'm not going to do that now, but I think Richard is the perfect choice for the Emperor. Same as Taylor, this one made me laugh because they went with a very traditional popey sense of the Hierophant, tradition, morality, rules, uh, like the symbol of the establishment, and obviously Taylor is a perfect choice for that. For the lovers, I understand why they chose Babette and Maury. I think this tells you what I feel about them because like I've seen the show a million times. I know it by heart. I can quote it. I can reference it, and I am having problems remembering if his name is Morty, or something like that. I don't care for them, but I understand why they are in the lovers. My ideal would have been Emily as the Empress, Richard as the Emperor, and then Emily and Richard as the lovers. I know they separated for a season, but it wasn't an actual separation. And I went on a whole chatty discussion about the humor in Emily and Richard's separation and how they eventually come back together. Not going to go to that in detail, but I would have chosen an image from their vows, from their second wedding, their vow renewal. The chariot, the jeep as the chariot is a perfect choice. I don't see any other choice for it. Dean as strength, I absolutely disagree with. I think this is the worst choice in. I haven't even seen the entire deck, but I think this is the worst choice in the entire deck. I went on a whole discussion about Dean, his character, how they changed it, how I don't understand Team Dean. I think I'm not going to repeat it, but even if you are Team Dean, I don't see strength for his character. I'm sorry, I don't understand it. The Hermit, Lucas the Hermit is a perfect choice. I have no notes. Again, I'm not okay. I'm sorry I keep referencing the other video. I talked a lot about Luke as the Hermit and about Luke's character as a whole, but I'm just going to say he's a perfect choice for the Hermit. This one I loved. He made me laugh. I was very surprised about the choice. I wasn't expecting it, but I love it. Doggy Swami as the Wheel of Fortune is perfect. Actually, if you didn't have Logan as the trickster in The Magician, I would have picked the Doggy Swami as the magician. Of course, it's Paul Anka, but in this episode, he's the Doggy Swami, and perfect Wheel of Fortune. Emily as the Justice card surprised me and delighted me, and I loved it. Okay, so for Justice, it says fairness, integrity, legal disputes, cause and effect, life lessons. And I think all those are perfect for Emily. I love that it's like fairness, integrity, and all that because she's just such a formidable woman. But then also, legal dispute is perfect because of the lawsuit episode, and cause and effect, life lessons. Like, I love Emily as Justice, and I love the image that they chose of Emily. I think it's perfect. I actually thought they were going to put her in Judgment because I feel like a lot of people only see her as a judgy woman. But Justice, I loved. I loved. The Hanged Man, this one is funny because at first I was kind of taken aback because I was going with my traditional allegory meaning of the hangman as a traitor, and I was like, oh, that's so harsh, like, and I was convinced that this person is Team Dean and therefore hates Jess. But then I read the keywords and they say letting go, sacrificing, pausing to reflect, uncertainty. And I feel like he does embody those. I am Team Jess, by the way. Death. I understand why he is here. However, I'm just going to say, and I'm going to leave it out there, and please don't hate me. I'm not going to go into detail, but I am Team Christopher. I don't like what they did to his character at the end to make us hate him. I know a lot of people hate him from the beginning, but when he forces or he tries to, pressure Lorelai into having kids, that was very out of character for him. And they did that with the sole purpose to make us hate him. That's all I'm going to say. But I understand why he's here. Mrs. Kim as Temperance is perfection. I have no notes. I love it. It made me laugh when I turned the card and I saw it. Because it's so perfect. Obviously it's like the traditional sense of temperance in terms of like moderation and all that. Love it, and she's one of my favorite characters. I feel like my 3 favorite characters. Okay, no, my 2 favorite characters are Emily and Paris. If I'm going to then add more, it gets trickier because I love Mrs. Kim, I love Michelle, I love, in the sense that he makes me laugh, I love Taylor. In the sense that he makes me laugh. Oh, of course, I love Richard. I mean, I love Richard. I love the grandparents, both of them. So, but like Mrs. Kim, at the top. So, yeah, Temperance. I love it. Also, if you've seen my channel before, Temperance is my favorite card. And I love that Mrs. Kim is here. Even though Paris and Emily are favorite characters, I mean, they wouldn't fit in Temperance. This one is perfection also, and this is another example of the fandom decks. Sometimes people, like the creators, make choices based on more like their gut feeling with their characters or how they feel about characters than the meaning of the cards. Because here, I believe that she is here because we hate her. Like, I do believe that. But in the keywords for the devil, they have like, let me look for them. Yeah, they have like material focus, trapped in bondage, addictions, and depression. Like, I don't think those fit April's character. I think she's here because we hate her, therefore she's a devil. I don't mind, like, it's perfect, it makes me laugh. But it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those funny things with fandom decks. This one made me laugh. I cackled when I did my first impressions video. I really like this choice. I think it's a hilarious choice. It took me aback because I was expecting a character, and I actually think this is perfect. And I do, other than it being super funny, I do think it can represent a tower moment, because it's when, Rory had like a wake up moment where she learns about being a journalist. Lane as a star, I really like it. I don't have a lot to say. I think it's a good choice. Paris as the moon. Paris, as you know, is another of my favorite characters. And I was confused as to why they chose her for the moon, but then I read the keywords, and it says fear, anxiety, confusion, delusion, and risk. And I mean, they all apply to Paris. I love it. From the anxiety to the delusion. I love it. I after reading the keywords, I was like, oh yeah, perfect. I love this card. Suki as the sun, I understand why she's there, especially Suki in the earlier seasons. Michelle as Judgment, another perfect choice and another one of my favorite characters. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say. I think this is the reason why I thought Emily was going to be in Judgment. The reason why Michelle is in Judgment. Of course, you are not getting the. Let me see what the keywords are for this one. Reflection, inner calling, reckoning, awakening, rebirth, absolution. See, this is what I'm talking about. Michelle is judgy, and I think that's why he is in the Judgment card. Not so much for the awakening and the, I don't know, all the words that I just read. And I love it. I love it. Like, I'm not complaining. I love it. The World, I also loved it. I was saying that maybe I would have chosen like a wide angle of Stars Hollow or like the gazebo, but I also really love this one, and because you can hear the la 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 music and it's perfect. Yeah, I love it. And now we go with the minors. And these ones I actually haven't seen. So these ones are actually first impressions. So we start with the cups and the majors, I mean the minors, this is how they are set. You have an image from an episode. You have the title of the card and you have the line from the episode. I really love how they are done. And for the Ace of Cups, we have I can't believe I'm actually standing outside of Harvard. This is interesting. I think I would have chosen that for the Ace of Swords, maybe. But it's fine also with the Ace of Cups. Cups. Ace of Cups, feeling free, fulfillment, new beginnings. Okay, yeah, I mean, see, that's why, like, if we are going with those words, then this is a good choice. Two of Cups, I love it. Okay, maybe she's Team Jess. After I saw the Major Arcana, I thought maybe she was Team Dean. Maybe she's Team Jess. I love this card and I love that it's just high. And also I know exactly what this moment is and I know why it just says high. And I'm not going to make this video super long, so just love it. Three of Cups. It's a party. Get your ass in here. It's fine. I mean, yes, it does have Three of Cups energy. Four of Cups. Why did you drop out of Yale? I love how it's written with the all caps. Why did you drop out of Yale? If you haven't checked out the Gilmore Guys podcast, you must. If you're a fan, you must. And they talked a lot about it. Why did you drop out of Yale? I don't know. I guess, yeah, I mean, I can see why. Four of Cups. It's fine. I love this one. I feel like when I read with this deck, I'm going to go more for like the quotes and the episodes and like, because I know it by heart. I know exactly, yeah. So Five of Cups. I had an imaginary girlfriend for a while when I was young, but she left me. Okay. So he's an unpopular opinion that I have. I don't love Kirk. I don't think he's funny. I think Taylor is funnier than Kirk. but I think this is a good choice for Five of Cups. And out of context, if you see this image and you don't know Kirk, and you like, it's a funny line. Like, if I see it there objectively, it's a funny line. Six of Cups, I smell snow. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I like it for for Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Apparently, you're the biggest virgin in the world. This is very funny. I love this. Okay, I can't wait to read with this. I was actually going to do a reading at the end of this video. I'm not going to do it now because I'm tired. But maybe I don't know. I'll see if when I edit I add in a reading or not. But love it, funny. It's going to be a favorite, I can tell. Eight of Cups. If you're going to throw your life away, he better have a motorcycle. It's just funny because I know all these episodes, and yeah, I can see it as Eight of Cups. Nine of Cups. 1,000 yellow daisies. Okay, I like it. Yeah. Even though, as I said, I'm like Team Christopher, if she had stayed with Max, I wouldn't have minded. Of all her boyfriends, other than Christopher, I love Max. Also, did anyone see The 10th Kingdom? It was a mini-series. I think it was Hallmark mini-series when Hallmark did like a lot of fantasy stuff. And anyway, Max's actor, he is the wolf, like the big bad wolf, but he's super lovable and super funny, and he always says huff puff for everything. And yeah. 10 of Cups. My mom and I are freakishly linked. I mean, anything relating to Emily, I love. Page of Cups. I understand why. I understand why. And also, I wanted to, like, something I mentioned in my previous video is that, first season Dean was actually really great for Rory. Their meet cute is when Rory references Rosemary's Baby and he understands the reference. And then they completely switched his character in season 2 so that when Jess came along, Jess was the cool, bookish one and Dean didn't read or anything, which was completely different from season 1. So, like, Knight of Cups, I just wanted you to know I'm all in. I understand the choice. Queen of Cups, we're all like Rory's parents around here and I'm one of her mothers, okay? So, I understand the choice. King of Cups, oil with the poodles already. I mean, oil with the poodles already had to be somewhere. I don't know if it's King of Cups energy, but I don't mind it. What? Let me see. What is the keyword for the King of Cups? King of Cups. Good advice, creativity, wisdom. Maybe for the creativity. Ace of Wands, Copper Boom. I think it's Copra Boom, actually, no? Which, I mean, I was going to say X. I feel like this is so familiar that I just, Spanish wants to come out. I think it's Copra Boom. And Ace of Wands. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's fine. Two of Wands. I want to do what she does, see the world up close, report on what's really going on. Okay, yeah. This one is a good choice. I'm not even going into explanations of what the episodes are or anything, because I'm just assuming that if you're watching this walkthrough, you are a fan and you know what everything is. Um, yeah, Three of Wands. It's my responsibility as your best friend to make sure you do exciting things even when you don't want to. Okay, this is the point where Suki, she's not my favorite. I'm sorry. I know she's a fan favorite. I prefer Suki in the earlier seasons. And if okay, first of all, I like Three of Wands. Yeah, I understand. I can see it. I think it's a good choice for Three of Wands. For real life, if a friend did this to me, I would not appreciate it. If I want to be sad at home and just be in my PJs and watch movies and I don't feel like going out, I think a good friend lets you wallow in your feelings when you want to wallow in your feelings. Unless you've been wallowing for like 2 years, you know? But we're not going to get too deep with this. Four of Wands. Hold on. I don't want to see. Okay. I'm going to do this just because it's getting harder to pick up the cards. For once, no one has ever made me a hopa before. I I think this one was perfect because also you have the four ones. You know, this is very like RWS imagery, and yeah, I think actually this is one of those things when you are making a fandom deck and you are like, oh my god, this is perfect. I have only made I have only made a fandom deck once and I didn't finish it because my computer broke down. I was making a tarot out of the Lord of the Rings movies, but my computer broke down and I lost the images and I was so mad that I just completely stopped the project. Maybe Five of Wands. Maybe I should turn around so you can stick it directly in my bag. This is so funny. I love Paris so much. And I mean, yeah, this is Five of Wands energy, 100%. Six of Wands, Norman Mailer, I'm pregnant. Actually, this moment really annoys me. I guess I can see the Six of Wands here. Seven of Wands, you jump, I jump. Okay, explain to me why this is the Seven of Wands. Let me see. Where are the wands? Wands. 7. Conviction, strong-willed, determined. Okay, yeah. With those keywords, I agree. Except I see this more as a romantic moment. You jump, I jump is one of my sister and my favorite episodes. I think is my sister's favorite episode. We have watched this one a million times. Whenever we watched Gilmore Girls, this was I think this was the one that we most played. My favorite episode, I think, is A Tisket, a Tasket. But she wasn't so much into the earlier Jess episodes. And I really did love Logan, so this was one of our top episodes. Eight of Wands, dude, we have a gig at CBGB's. Yeah, good choice for Eight of Wands. And I love that Wands is a lipstick. Nine of Wands, hard work is good for a woman, makes her stronger. I love that Lorelai, the original, is here. Ten of Wands, that makes me so mad and so sad. I'm mad. I'm annoying. Not going to go into it, but Ten of Wands. Actually, you know what Suki moment I would have picked for Ten of Wands? Am I laughing or am I crying? That one I would have. Because it's like the burden of Jackson ruining her turkey. Although, what would have I picked for Ten of Wands? If we were going for like the burden, overwhelm. Oh, you know what would have been a perfect Ten of Wands? When Lorelai is overwhelmed when they're doing the dragonfly, and part of the reason why she's overwhelmed is obviously money issues, but also because Suki, the so-called best friend, just leaves her alone with everything, and she's supposed to be like a partner, and she's just like, I'm not going to rant about it, but that would have been a perfect moment when she's crying with Luke because she can't do everything by herself, and Rory and Lorelai are having a parallel moment when Rory thinks that she can't with Yale, but Lorelai with all the dragonfly stuff. Oh, that would have been a perfect Ten of Wands. Queen of Wands. Tie your tubes, idiot. I love Paris. She's so funny. Oh, she's a perfect Queen of Wands. I love this one. Page of Wands. Eternal damnation is what I'm risking for my rock and roll. Wow, okay, so far the chords for the wands are perfect. Knight of Wands. People can live for 100 years without living a minute. Okay, I can see it. I can see Logan as the Knight of Wands and this moment as the Knight of Wands. King of Wands, I would hate to think that I raised a kid who couldn't say I love you. I would have preferred a funnier moment, just because the other ones chords were funny, and this one would have been good. I think this one, okay, if we are going to keep the king choices, I would have put the Copra Boom in the King of Wands and this one in the King of Cups. Ace of Swords. We're not spring break people, are we? I don't know if it's Ace of Swords moment, but I love that it's in here. I'm not spring break people either. I relate to this moment. You know, when they go to the hotel and they rent like a really the power of myth, I think, and they order pizza and they get a VHS machine and they're going to stay indoors watching the power of myth, eating pizza. That would be my ideal spring break too. I mean, I've never watched The Power of Myth. I'm just saying I would prefer that to the party spring break. Two of Swords. I guess this means we have to get married now. Okay, I can see this as a Two of Swords moment. Yeah, I can see it. I I'm going to give it a think because I feel like there would be a funny moment of choice. Three of Swords. I can't do this alone. I need my mommy, and I don't care who knows it. I love this one. Oh, wait. This is my favorite episode. A Tisket, a Tasket is one of my top episodes, but this is my favorite. This is the one that I rewatch the most. Why did that just slip out of my mind? I don't know. I love this episode. Favorite episode, this one I watch all the time. Perfect Three of Swords moment because it is a sad moment, but they chose a funny quote. I feel like my favorite cards for this deck have been the ones where they choose funny quotes, where they don't take it too seriously, you know? Those have been my favorite ones, and they do represent the card. And also, I am 100% like this. Like in my, like recently when I had my surgery, right? I'm 35 and I'm still like, I don't care who knows it. I want my mommy in the hospital. Four of Swords. A little nervous breakdown can work wonders for a girl. Okay, I like this choice for the Four of Swords. See, the funny ones are the best ones. Five of Swords. It's getting a little West Side Story here, Dean, and I've got to warn you, my dancing skills are not up to snuff. How can you not love Jess? He's so funny. And also perfect Five of Swords. I love this one. Oh, six. Six of Swords. You're a vicious troll up. You're a vicious troll up. I love this one. I don't know if it has Six of Swords energy, but I love it. Oh, it's so nice. Wait. I don't think this line is from this episode. This line is from the episode where they go to the spa. And Emily borrows a lipstick from Lorelai, and the lipstick is called a vicious trollop. And so Lorelai calls her that. She's like, "You're a vicious trollop, you're a vicious trollop." But it's not mean, they're having fun. It's actually a really good episode also. This episode is from earlier seasons when Lorelai was working in the Independence Inn and they had a fashion show and Emily was one of the models and she gets super into it. I can, like, just seeing the picture, I can picture Emily dancing. I don't care, I love it either way, but it's just a wrong quote for the episode. Seven of Swords. You can use your mother's old... Wait, what? You can use your mother's old golf clubs. They're upstairs collecting dust along with the rest of her potential. Emily is so funny. I think this is when Rory is going to go golfing with her grandfather because she needs to take like a sports extracurricular in Chilton, right? Eight of Swords. He's gone. He hates me. I blew it. I blew everything. Okay, this is a really serious one. This is what I'm telling you. I like the ones where they choose the funny quotes. This is very real. I don't know if I would choose it for Eight of Swords necessarily, but also it's not a bad choice. Nine of Swords. Who cares if I'm pretty if I fail my finals? this show is very funny. Perfect Nine of Swords, I will say, yes. I love this one, and I had already seen this one because this was in the listing, in the Etsy listing. I had sex, but I'm not going to Harvard. Perfect Ten of Swords, love it, hilarious. Page of Swords, I live in two worlds, one is a world of books. I like it. Knight of Swords, if you come with me, I won't get on that plane. I would have put this one in the Knight of Cups. This is from the revival. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Never mind. I didn't look at the image properly. I thought it was when they were like in Martha's Vineyard or something. Wait, no. Is it from the revival? I don't know if it's from the revival or from the episodes where he's like going to London and she's staying in his apartment. When she drops out of jail. I don't know. Queen of Swords, I'm afraid that once your heart is involved, it all comes out in moron. It's funny, but Queen of Swords, I would have 100% chosen Emily. King of Swords, I am an autumn. I love it. Perfect King of Swords. Why did they not choose Emily for the Queen of Swords? They would have been a perfect Queen and King of Swords. Now I'm mad. Ace of Pentacles. Nothing says coffee like 6 in the morning. I don't know if it's Ace of Pentacles energy, but it's my favorite episode. Two of Pentacles. Damn it, Gilmore, give them back their balls. I don't know why this is Two of Pentacles unless they are thinking of the Two Pentacles as the balls that Rory has to give them back. But it doesn't have Two of Pentacles energy, but this is another favorite moment. I love this episode. I actually love the Life and Death Brigade. I think they're hilarious. And I think this moment is perfect. Damn it, Gilmore, give them back their balls. I mean, I love that this moment is here. I mean, hearing the tarot, I still don't understand the Two of Pentacles reference. Wands, Cups, Pentacles. 2. Finding balance, multitasking, perseverance. Yeah, I don't see it. But I love that they put that card in there. 3 of Pentacles. It's not too much food. This is what we have been training for our whole lives. Okay, yeah, I can see it for the 3 of Pentacles. The teamwork. 4 of Pentacles. There's plenty to do tonight that we can be mortified about tomorrow. I hate this. I hate this. Wait, why is it 4 of Pentacles? 4. Release of the past, giving up control, acceptance. Those are weird keywords for 4 of Pentacles. And this is a weird moment for those keywords. I wouldn't necessarily romanticize cheating on your wife as like letting go of the past and acceptance. Giving up control, certainly, but in a bad way. Which is why I don't think Dean should be in the strength card. Like, what kind of strength is he showing here? Wait, I'm going back, because actually, in this episode, there is a moment when Rory is like, he's my Dean, he was my Dean first. And Lorelai is like, no, honey, he was your Dean, you gave him up, he got married, he's Lindsay's Dean now. I agree with Lorelai. Five of Pentacles, Lorelai Gilmore, disappointing mothers since 1968. I feel like Five of Pentacles is so dramatic that I don't know if it has that energy, but it's funny. Six of Pentacles, do you have a trust fund? Always make sure. Yeah, okay. I don't know if it's Six of Pentacles, but it's one of those like the Two of Pentacles where I'm like, I don't know why it's this card, but I like that this quote is here because it's funny. And I guess I like it in the sense that it's a more traditional Pentacles as money type of a meaning. Seven of Pentacles, ladies and gentlemen, I am in escrow. Oh my god. I think TJ is a character that annoys me the most, and this moment in particular annoys me to no end. I don't think it's funny. Is it meant to be funny? Because I don't think it's funny. I think it's annoying. Seven of Pentacles. I hate TJ. Eight of Pentacles. We are going to open our own inn. Yeah, I like it. Nine of Pentacles. You were a good cake, Clyde. I never should have named you. See, earlier Suki. I liked earlier Suki. Okay, yeah, I can see it for the Nine of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. The drama king and queen of Connecticut. I love them. I love them. Yes, I love them. Page of Pentacles. Okay, I'm sorry. I haven't even read the quote. But Emily does not have page energy. Like, no, I'm sorry. She's a queen all the way. But marriage is not about always being happy. It's about compromise. Again, she's a queen energy. No, not a page. Knight of Pentacles. I guess the great cosmic goof is on us. Knight. Okay, I would see Paris more as Knight of Wands energy. Queen of Pentacles. I'm ready to wallow now. That's an interesting choice. I mean, obviously, Lorelai is being the queen, but still an interesting choice. And the King of Pentacles. Tarot cards will tell you nothing. I had seen this one in the listing and I love it, except I didn't remember it was the King of Pentacles. I don't see this card as King of Pentacles energy, but I love that they chose this quote of Luke for a tarot deck. It's just perfection. I would have, I don't know, yeah, I guess I can see it as a King of Pentacles because it's like pragmatical, practical. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I love it. I love that it's here. Just for the quote alone, it might be one of my favorite cards. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. I am super bummed that you didn't get the first impressions of the the major arcana. I hope it wasn't super disappointing. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon with another video. And in the meantime, I wish you happy reading, whether that be card reading, book reading, charms, dice, weather patterns, or whatever form of reading you prefer.